training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Here we go. 180. Get in the weight room.
Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd year back from Florida State. He'll have a first down past the 40. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that, the nickel look. 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then, you take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
On the carry, it's Cook. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
180. Lock. 47 Mike. 47.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Garoppolo. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Give the sack to Lorenzo Carter. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long?
21. They're going to need some therapy after this. Switch. 21. Here we go. Go ahead.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. And able to find Allen Lazard. Touchdown, Vikings. Allen Lazard, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. To throw is Manning. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Manning. He's got the rookie, Darius Slayton. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
And Anthony Barr just has it all as far as I'm concerned in terms of physique, athletic ability, And now he's versatile as well. When he came out of UCLA, he'd played outside linebacker, but also down defensive end. The Vikings can utilize those same sort of skills.
Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17, following the 2 negative plays.
Hey, wahoo!
Mike 55, Mike 55. Wild Bill. Mike 55, Mike 55. 3 buzz.
From the gun, it's Manning. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Get ready.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Lorenzo Carter picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Hey, alert!
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to... Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. The 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flushed from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They've been outplayed early, no question, down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. First down for the Giants as they pick up 12. It's complete to Golden Tate. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Manning going to hand it off to Barkley. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
8, read.
40, Mike 40. Too little, cut. Kill.
6, pull it high, 5.
They'll try and run for it here. It's Coleman. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done.
14. Giants nothing.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for New York. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Now this is fielded in the end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over at their own 20-yard line.
Here we go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Now a run with Cook. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
Well, to me, that's taking a big gamble defensively because that alignment you see, that's normally something you see down near the goal line. Because now, if they decide to go play action, something should be open there, and I think open big.
So maybe that's something that gets filed away for later.
I think without a doubt, you write it down, and if you see that look at a later date, go ahead and take your shot.
Hey, pick up. Check flag 47. Check flag 47. 21, 21.
Let's go, baby. Mike's 47. Mike's 47.
Garoppolo. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Marcus Golden, too much to handle that time. Gets the sack.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Now Manning. He's got his man. This is Tate. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for New York. And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And this is caught.
Anytime a fake doesn't work, we usually focus our attention on the guys that were unsuccessful. But how about the defensive guys? They have to plan all week. They have to prepare all week. Special teams, they look like they were educated for that one.
Educated on their toes and getting a big stop. First down, here's the run with Cook. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And the kick here is good with a penalty flag down as well, and they may have run into him after the kick went away. So 5 yards for running into. Lucky it wasn't 15 for roughing.
No doubt about it because they protect the kickers and the guys holding the ball almost as much as they protect quarterbacks in the pocket. They don't want those types of injuries.
Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And this, you'd hate to say that a drive in the first half must end in points, but you're down 21-0. They're going to have to get something going fairly quickly.
I would agree totally with that, because if you're going to mount the comeback, it's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time, right? We haven't seen anything more than a 6-point touchdown ever in this game, right? So that's how it has to be done. Get points on the board now, start your comeback, but you're exactly right. Let's get it going right here in this spot.
Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. The Giants on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing is Manning. And Tate's got it. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. The throw over the middle taken in. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. Faking the give to Barkley. Now Manning. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Golden Tate, his intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. On 3rd down, here's Coleman. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 10 yards, good for a Giant 1st down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He completes it to Tate. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. A lot of eyes on Golden Tate this year to see if he can take over some of the production that OBJ had before he got shipped to Cleveland. You know, Beckham had 1,000-yard seasons 4 of his 5 years in New York. Golden Tate struggled at the end of last year in Philadelphia, but he had a really good run in Detroit, including 3,000-yard seasons in the middle of this decade. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on 3rd down. Manning, and the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Hey, Haywood.
Let's put him on the buses.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. On the NFL scoreboard, second quarter in Nashville. And the Bills have now opened up a 2-touchdown lead. I would definitely imagine we'll hear more from that game as we go along. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's going to let it go deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And some room to roam now. Past the 20. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off near the 42. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
Tackle made that time by Dalvin Tomlinson.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
47 is the mic. 47 is the mic.
Garoppolo looks to throw. Going deep for Diggs. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. 3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who could make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
And chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Working from the gun, Manning. And he's hit and taken down. Eli sacked. Danielle Hunter, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And they're going to try for the 4th down conversion. Manning and the offense staying put.
Recon, 132 fighter. Look at me. Zipper.
They do go for it. It's Manning. He's going to look deep down the field. And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle made by Antoine Bethea. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
And he'll get them inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
Here we go. 180. Get hot. Switch.
They'll run it. Here's Cook.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. Garoppolo on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. From the gun on third, Garoppolo. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Lorenzo Carter. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Bailey's kick is good. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Barkley with a carry on first down, and he'll get about 4. So 2nd and 6 forthcoming. Tackle made by Everson Griffin. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now Manning. And he hits his running back, Tevin Coleman. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 yards and a Giant first down. Manning now on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. There for the sack, Everson Griffin. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. To try again after the sack. Manning finds his tight end Ingram. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Here's Manning to throw. And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. They find some open field here. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now a play fake. Manning, he's going to let one fly for Tate. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. Disaster there, resulting in a loss of 7 on 3rd down.
It's 4th down.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. The Giants do snap it. It's Manning escaping the pressure right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Giants go on 4th, but come up empty. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
11. Hey, come on. Hey, Hunt.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.